Did you see Final Fantasy 14 is doing a crossover with some anime manga thing?
They've done that kind of stuff before, right?
They do it a lot.
Oh no! Look at this though. I'll post it in podcast chat.
Let's have a look.
So they've done Dragon Quest, they've done Yokai Watch, right?
Saki Final Fantasy 14.
There's a part of the manga's already in the link.
Please don't be rude. I'm bringing it up. It's like this is fine, but then like what if the tweets at the side are like
Scroll down. Do not scroll down.
Yeah, let's.
That's asking for trouble.
That's terrible. Don't miss what's happening on Twitter. I think I will today. Thanks, Elon.
Also, why do you not have dark mode on?
Because it's incognito, so you don't see all the stuff that I have. It's fine.
Like
don't even worry about it.
You can scroll down. It's
I'm
fine.
not touching that shit with a barge pole. Sorry, Steve. How was Mario Maker movie?
It was good. I talked a bit about it on stream today. It was if you watched the Mario thing, it's very good. The music is top tier. Like
I heard that. I keep seeing on YouTube. There's a video going viral of like Jack Black doing a song for the movie.
Oh yes.
And I'm like, I really want to watch that, but I also want to see it at the cinema, so I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah,
but I also
same.
really want to watch it.
It's not really that much of a song. You're not gonna really be missing out if you watch it now. But I would say also the voice acting. You I was like, oh, especially like Anya Taylor-Joy. I was like, her voice doesn't fit Peach. But then you watch the movie, and it's like I kind of forgot about all the voice actors except for Jack Black because there's a lot of Jack Blackisms in his speaking. But yeah, you kind of just lose it. It's an okay movie. I have this problem though with movies where I always watch a movie and I wish there was more. I wish there was more world. I wish there was a series.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's me with every movie though. So.
Well, the amount of money this movie has made has probably guaranteed another fucking 10 Mario movies in the future.
Haven't we already got confirmed that we're getting a Luigi's Mansion movie now?
I didn't know if that was a joke or not. I saw that and I was like, is that?
I thought.
Yeah.
Number 2 got confirmed, and that was about it.
There's also, especially at the start and the end of the movie, there are some moments that I'm like, oh, when this gets seen by the greater public, they're gonna meme the shit out of this.
I hope they go really weird with the movies.
Everyone that wants to see it has seen it by now, right?
No, I would there's so many people I really want to watch it, but they haven't. I feel like I'm just the first person to watch it in the community.
I'm just finding time to go to the cinema.
I just mean the public as a whole, not our group. Surely it's been out long enough now, right?
My dad's seen it and my sister have seen it and I haven't, which is really weird. Yeah, I want them to get really weird with these Mario movies in the future. There's the second Mario RPG where they go back in time and hang around with their kid versions. Do weird shit like that, but in the movies.
I guess they can now. I don't know if it feels weird giving all this narrative weight to the guy who just runs around and jumps on Goombas. I don't know, it weirds me out.
Oh, they've gone hard with the lore.
I go hard against the law.
I fuck heavy.
I fuck heavy with the law.
It's straying very far too close to the Sonic fandom. You know what I mean? You know how Sonic is the guy that runs right really fast? But if you step even one layer beyond that, it gets really deep and really weird really quickly. I feel like that's
Sonic. Sonic is the hedgehog that runs to the right really fast. You take one more step, and he's pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, people are writing weird shit about Sonic. Oops.
Yeah, it's like the fandom icebergs that you see or whatever, and it's but simmering below the Mario iceberg surface. It's like, oh, Mario's way into incest, and you're like, oh god, I need to know that.
Here's why Mario had sex with Luigi in Mario Galaxy. It's like, oh my god.
Exactly.
It goes Mario and Peach, and it goes Bowser and Peach, and it goes Bowser and Mario, then Luigi and Mario, then Toad.
Now you've got yourself a Mario party. I can't do better than that, so I'm just going to start this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Game FourCast, our weekly gaming podcast where we get together and chat about all the new news. and what we've been playing for the week. My name is Josh, aka BottlerWorks, and I'm here with Olive Meister Will.
Heyo.
Quikwix Steve.
Hi, I'm Steve.
And Sammeh.
Hello.
Right, I didn't do orders this week. Normally we do the orders of who goes first, so I am going to go first, and I'm going to take it away with what I've been playing. I know, right? This is my turn to go first. I think I have gone first before, but I haven't gone first in literally like half a year. So
okay, we don't need your life story.
You can let me have this, Steve. Please don't roast me. I'm the host. I'm the host of the podcast. Shut the fuck up. No, I have been playing Darkest Dungeon 2, and I don't think I didn't tell any of you about this.
Hey, you kept that secret.
This is really weird. So Darkest Dungeon 2 isn't actually out yet. It comes out on the 8th of May.
It's still not out.
It's still not out.
You know that it's on EGS and you can play it, so you make it sound like you like secretly like your dad's the dev of it or something.
Well, yes, that's what I would have said if I was able to finish what I was saying. But anyway, yeah, I've had this on Epic Game Store for God, how long has it been out? Like over a year, I think.
Yeah.
It came out a very long time ago. Yeah, it came out, and I think you played it as well, Will.
Yep.
And did you play it, Sam? I can't remember.
I played it round your house.
Oh shit, you did! You sat on the edge of the sofa, played Darkest Dungeon 2.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I remember that now. Yeah, when this game came out, there was basically not a lot here. I think there were like 5 characters.
One act,
and that was about it. So yeah, this game comes out on the 8th of May. Probably play some footage. 8th of May. And I figured, you know what? It's so close to release, and there's so much stuff coming out soon, like big games. I need to probably like start this now, and get into it, because I'm pretty sure all they're adding for release is like the last act and boss, and that's kind of it. Like the gameplay wise, I'm pretty sure it's all here now.
Yeah.
But I've been playing it. I'm not too far in. I'm probably like 7 hours in or something, but it's like because it's like a roguelike, it's just like slow progression. I'll explain how the game works, but I'm not sure if I actually like this game or not. I keep trying to like push through, and I'm really not sure, because for anyone that's played the first Darkest Dungeon, you make a team. You go into a team of 4 characters. You go into a dungeon. You do like turn-based positional combat, and you have to. It's like risk versus reward. You have to get in, try and finish it, or get out. And death is permanent for these characters. And the idea is to sort of level them up, get them stronger and stronger, and ultimately get them strong enough to take on the Darkest Dungeon. This game is much more like a roguelike in that instead of going in and out of maps, you're creating a new team every time you start. And the idea is to get as far as you can, level up these characters, get them trinkets and stuff, and just try to survive and get to the end and win. It's much more traditional in the sense of being a roguelike. It's still really hard, like the first game, so if you like that kind of stuff, that's that stuff's still there. But I think the problem I have with it, and I don't think it's necessarily bad, it just might not be for me, is it is really oppressive and it is really hard. This game is fucking brutal.
Is it the Dark Souls of this genre?
It's the Dark Souls of Darkest Dungeon games. It's and it can feel like you can play a run, and you can start a run and get like 2 fights in, and you're just like, this is over. Like I'm already like getting fried by enemies. Like what's the point? And I think if you like push through, you can sometimes bring it back, but it's just like it's really oppressive, and I never feel like I'm making much progression, or like I am, but it's really slow. So what I've been trying to do is like keep taking different characters to try and like mix up and find more fun, which does work, which is good. But yeah, I think it's hard if you played the first game. It's hard to like recommend the second game because it feels so different to the first game.
Yeah,
which is really odd. You have there's like a chariot. Is that the word? Like a wooden, like a cart.
Carriage.
Carriage. That's the word I'm looking for. So I can find some footage. You have like a carriage, that you steer in between runs. Not in between runs, in between like sections. If you've ever played like like Slay the Spire or Ghost Train and stuff. Not Ghost Train, Monster Train.
Monster Train.
Where you pick a destination and you travel to that next destination, you get a choice, like do you want to go left, right, forward, like which way you're going next. It's kind of similar to that. The kart stuff is a bit slow though, and it's also kind of boring. There's not a lot really like going on. You can steer around to hit rubble, which has a really small chance of giving you gold, but it's such a small chance that I usually I have it on auto progress and just I'm like TikTok brain. I'm like, yeah, okay, like press WW, it goes on its own, pull out my phone, wait 30 seconds to get to the next interaction. Yeah. And then carry on. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm not sure if like the pacing's weird or if that's just like a me thing. But yeah, it's like the standout is still the combat. The combat is still really good. If you like that sort of positional combat I said earlier, it's like if you imagine it's a 2D. I've got a picture here if anyone watching. It's like a 2D fight. You have your 4 people on the left, and then up to 4 enemies on the right, and you take it in turns to attack. You can see a turn order in the top right of the screen, and based on where your character is in the 4 positions, they can do different moves. So some characters will be good by being at the front. That's where they should be. But maybe if they're like close to the back, they have a couple more moves that makes them better, to be in that position. So it's all about like organizing your team, where you want them, things like that. So
yeah.
And then
there are a lot of games that are like this now, like have this genre. So they probably should be called Darkest Dungeon clones.
Darker and darker dungeons.
Darker and darker dungeons.
But yeah, I'm playing through it slowly. Like I said, because it's not out. I'm not like rushing it or anything. I'm just sort of doing like a run a day or something. But
is it the kind of thing? Do you think? Because you said you're not clicking with it all that hard. Do you think it's things that could be fixed in the 1.0 release, or is this just like fundamental? You don't like this compared to. I don't know. Did you like Darkest Dungeon 1?
I thought Darkest Dungeon 1 was okay, but I never finished that either.
Yeah.
I think the first game had situations where I would grind a party up for like 4 hours or something, and then I get into a bad fight and someone would die, and I'd be like, "Fuck this game!" Like I've just spent so long doing this thing, and now it's just like dead. Which for some people is awesome. Some people love that stuff. But for me, that is just like hard. No, I cannot be dealing with that. Life's hard enough as it is. I do not need this in my video games.
True.
In terms of this, I think from what I'm playing now, and considering it comes out in like 2 weeks, like this game is basically done in my eyes. Like I'm playing the final release. It feels like. They did. I think it was like late March. They did an update with some gameplay stuff. And there was enough in that where, to me reading those patch notes, I was like, "This is the final like gameplay, like input."
So that it's just they're not like mixing up the game in a massive way for the next patch. It's all just like content. Like
I don't know for sure. I've looked around and I can't find anything. All I can see is just promotional material saying that the game comes out 1.0 on Steam 8th of May. But I can't find out. I can't see anywhere what that means, which is why I did. I did the exact same thing with Rogue Legacy 2, where I played the game 1 patch before the end.
Yeah.
And then I got to the final boss door in that, and it was like, "Whoa, come back when the game releases," which was in like 2 days after that point. I was like, "Okay, cool." At which point I went in a door, killed the boss, and it was like, "Good job." I was like, "Cool." So I'm kind of hoping this is going to be somewhat similar. I don't know, but I think even though I'm not having the most like engaging time with it, there's enough here that I haven't unlocked that I think I want to keep pushing through just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
It's like you start with 4 characters. But as you do a few runs, you unlock. I can't remember what they're called. They're called like hope candles or something. But it's like the the roguelike meta currency in between runs to unlock stuff.
Yeah.
You and Sam wouldn't have seen this because it wasn't in the original game. But now there's a whole new progression system involving these candles. And that's how you unlock stuff to make you stronger in between runs to help get you a bit further. And that's also now how you unlock new characters. So I want to kind of unlock these new characters, give them a try. Because I feel like I'm one run away from finding a really good combo, and now the game is fun. So that's
I see. Yeah. You're like worried. You're like, I'm not enjoying this, but is it a me problem?
Exactly.
Like, you're doing it wrong. Yeah.
I remember in the original launch of this, it was similar, where I was having no fun because the game was so hard, and your characters would get so stressed, which is a mechanic, and everything would everything would just roll off that, and then everyone starts arguing, and everyone's like, "Fuck you, minus 10 health." It's like, oh, for fuck's sake! And then I think maybe a few hours in, 5 hours into the original launch, you get the move that reduces stress for everyone. And it's like, oh, the game's just better now.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm currently doing tiny amounts of damage and not a lot to these enemies until one day I'll get a character and I'll get a move and it will do a shitload of damage, and I'll be like, okay, right, I have found something that I can latch onto, that I can have as my, that's what's holding up my entire team comp. But yeah, I think if you've got this from the original launch, because I got this game dirt cheap when it came out. I think I got it on the original launch, plus Epic Games were like, "Hey mate, you want a tenner?" And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah, so I got this game for £12 or something, which will be way cheaper than the 1.0 release. But I just felt like, I don't know what it was, for the longest time in the back of my head, I just really wanted to play this game again. But I was also like, just wait for it to come out, wait for it to launch, just wait. So this is why I'm checking it out. But yeah, that's what I've been playing, really.
I'm surprised you didn't talk about Vampire Survivors.
I was thinking.
You finished it.
I was thinking about talking about the new Vampire Survivors DLC. And then the more I think about it, there's not a lot left to really say at this point. I feel it was awesome, but it's more Vampire Survivors, which isn't a bad thing. It's a really good thing.
I have something to talk about. We I don't know if we want to move away from.
No, yeah, I'm done with this.
You done with Darkest Dungeon?
Yeah.
Are you going to play the 1.0 when it comes out?
I think I will still be playing this when it launches. So yeah, probably yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna try it as well. I don't know. Well, maybe I don't know. Who's got time? There's so many.
there's so much stuff coming out.
So ridiculous.
Zelda's 3 weeks away.
Zelda's 3 weeks away. Redfall, I'm still gonna play. Just Minecraft Legends just launched. I'm sure there's a bunch of Star Wars. Jedi,
so much stuff.
Out. Okay, I also played Vampire Survivors DLC.
Yeah.
Do you think the return on more vampires content is running out for you, like it is for me? Because I installed this DLC, I booted it up, I played 2 runs, and it's the same kind of progression where it's new character. No, new level. Play the new level a bit, you get a new character. Play the new character a bit, you get a new character. Play a new character a bit, get a new character, unlock their weapon. And I was like, yeah, it's still fun, but I don't know. I think I'm hoping for some weird shit or something. I don't know.
Have you finished the DLC?
No, I haven't finished the DLC.
There is a little bit of weird shit. I won't say any more than that, but there is a little. Well, I think for me personally, this DLC, it lasted just long enough that I was fine with it. If it was any longer, I think I would have been like, okay, yeah, it's a bit samey at this point. Although I find the way I get my fun, at least out the DLC, is the way I play this game is different to how most new players play Vampire Survivors. Which at this point, what I do is if I start a new run, say DLCs come out or there's an update with new weapons, I put it on. I lock my character. I have the strongest character. Her name's Queen Sigma or something. She's really strong. I use her. I lock her to having only one weapon. And then two weapons. So you start with her main weapon, plus you've got space for whatever's new. And you take the Arcana card that makes your weapon stronger if you have less weapons. And
so you like power game it?
I completely power game. But what it lets me do is it lets me just try out the new weapons and see like, okay, this weapon on its own, what does it look like? Because you can get so caught up in all the bullshit in like 2 seconds in this game. Where you're like, what is new anymore? There's axes everywhere. There's like a laser show going on.
Yeah, that is true. That's true.
So that's how I get my fun out of it. Like, I'll pick a new character, put them on one weapon, and be like, right, what does your weapon do?
Yeah.
Is it viable as the only weapon? I finished the whole DLC in probably about maybe like 3 hours. Really short amount of time. Maybe like a handful of runs I did before I'd finished it all. Which I was more than fine. Like DLC was what, like £1.40? It's like,
oh yeah, like I have no. Even if I'm not having, even if I'm not as enthused about this one as the previous one, I still think this is just such a no-brainer. It's like it was like £1.50 or something.
Yeah, I will say, it's like I'm playing all this DLC as it's releasing. So obviously you get a bit of like a break in between. I can't even imagine being a new player and doing the base game plus all the updates plus all the DLC.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
I played it when it first released, and I got enough points to buy all the skills then.
Yeah.
But it's had so many.
It's insane, yeah. When I was playing this game, it would be I finished the whole game and then like 6 weeks later the devs would be like, oh, new random update, 2 new weapons and a character. And it's like, sick. I haven't played in like 6 weeks. Yeah, I'll do that. It's fine. Now, I scroll through my collection log and all the characters I have, and it's insane. There's so many, and it can,
Plus 160 summit achievements at this point, something like that, right?
184.
184 achievements.
Yeah, it's and each one of those achievements is tied to an unlockable in the game. Whether that's a character or like a weapon or something. It's mad. It is absolutely mad. Yeah.
You know what we were saying the other day? I was playing some games with Steve and Suds.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who brought it up, but someone said Vampire Survivors seems like it would be the perfect genre to be like a promotional thing for other games. Like
get like Sora in there when a Kingdom Hearts is coming out.
Exactly. Like new Final Fantasy's coming out soon. Here's a Final Fantasy Survivors game. You know what I mean?
Try the new McDouble burger at McDonald's. Also play as Ronald McDonald for a short period of time in Vampire Survivors or something.
Yeah, exactly, stuff like that. And it's weird we haven't seen. I feel like that's like an easy one that we haven't seen yet. Like, why is my Sonic Survivors or something? You know? Yeah, they're all about doing weird shit.
It's like game dev isn't easy. We've said that a million times before. But in terms of like making a game, this looks to be one of the most simple. Like,
it's on the scale of,
yes,
Vampire Survivors to Naughty Dog.
Yeah,
production or something. Maybe it's
the hard part in creating this game for other people. Like, say if they want to make their own, is done. The game has been designed. Like, they've made Vampire Survivors. Like, shock horror. It's really fun and good. Just just like you say, just fucking make it Sonic. Make it.
Yeah.
Make it KFC Colonel. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, and there's like there's loads of indie versions of this coming out now. But I don't know why it feels weird. I feel like I should be seeing way more of these.
I feel like you say, there are indie versions of these, but none of them are as successful as Vampire Survivors because the ones I've played, they're not shameless enough to just steal the game, which they could do. They could totally do that. But it's always like, here's our Vampire Survivors, but with a twist. It's like, it's not as good though, is it? It's not Vampire Survivors. Whereas another game could come out and do really well, and people would be like, they just copied Vampire Survivors, right? I'd be like, yeah, it's cool though. Like that's why it's successful, I guess, because they just like copied it. But yeah, like what's like we always get it wrong every time. Like 20 days to dawn or some shit, 20 minutes till whatever. That's the one that always stands out in my head as
the one that you always bring up but never know the name of.
Yes,
20 minutes till dawn. Yeah.
I'm so.
That's more of like a twin stick, right? where you got to actually aim.
That's Vampire Survivors, but you have to aim.
Yeah. It got to a point where it's like, are you a kind of twin stick character being swarmed by enemies? Vampire Survivors clone.
Yeah.
Are there more than 30 enemies on screen? Vampire Survivors clone. Kind of like the stage where we're at.
Exactly.
I played this. It was good, but I agree. It might be a lot now for someone new, I think.
It's too much for me. There's just too much in there for me to catch up on. There was 2 maps when I played.
I thought that though, but I watched Erin get into a brand new. She just started playing brand new on her mobile.
Yeah,
and the game is like it's like a lot, but it's so obviously telegraphs what it wants you to do next every time. Where it's just like, play this guy, and then you'll get a character. And there's even a log they've added. I don't know when you last played, Sam, but there's like a list, and it's literally, it just says, it's an itemized list with tick boxes, and it says, do this with this character, bam, unlock. Level this weapon to max, unlock. And that you just do that, and you just follow it. And if you want, you don't even have to think about it. There's you can like, oh, I can do like 6 of these at the same time. But if you can't be bothered, you just be like, oh yeah, next one in the list, do that. Bam, unlock. They've made it really easy to get back into it.
Well, I think my only other issue with Vampire Survivors is I think you can complete the game way before it's finished, which is kind of like the stage I've been at with this game for ages, which is you always have to make your own fun because I know how to win.
It's like 2 hours after starting Vampire Survivors, you're hitting the max and finishing the 30-minute runs, right?
Yeah.
And then you almost have to, like, now when I boot up a run, am I just going to blow through this without even trying? Or am I going to try something wacky or something? And it's like, I have to gimp my loadout. I have to nerf my loadout, like, on the fly, because I'm like, oh, I can get that, and that will be, oh no, because then I'll just win, and where's the fun in that? Like, I know what you mean.
I have a setup for Vampire Survivors, which is the one that I use to unlock stuff if I need something done, where I literally do not have to move. Like the game starts, I do not have to move. It's just That's how I've min-maxed the game to like utter just don't even have to play anymore. Just mash spacebar when unlock comes out, basically. But I got nothing else to say about this. What about you?
No, I mean, I haven't finished it yet. I'm excited to see this weird shit that it dovetails into, because
you don't want to overhype it. It's not crazy. It's just
no.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the end of the game goes places. The end of the original game, it goes places that you don't expect for where it starts. But so don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Well, have you played anything else this week?
Yes, I'm glad you asked.
Hell yeah.
I have been playing a little game from what they called Behavior.
Behavior, because it's 4 letters. Behavior.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. I thought that was just their logo.
I think that's just their logo.
It's the Dead by Daylight guys, and they've made another weird multiplayer game. Where everybody has already come up with their own rule system that isn't explicit or anything, but they get really mad if you break these unspoken rules, much like Dead by Daylight.
Oh, fuck me.
Wow.
It's not. No. It's not, because none of it is head-to-head multiplayer. So none of it is as bad as people calling you a shitter in post-game lobby or anything. You know what I mean? But there are. But the setup of this game is called Meet Your Maker. It's a kind of weird, is asynchronous? Is that the word? Multiplayer game.
Kind of, yeah.
You are your playtime is split down the middle between building a base and then raiding other people's bases. And it's all, the story is nonsense. I don't even know what's happening half the time. There's a woman in the tank that fucking yells at you every time you go back to your base, and it's really weird. I don't know what she's about. And there's a whole bunch of currencies, which again, I don't really know where they're coming from or generating. It's just weird. But the game is awesome.
I'm so glad to hear that.
It's so much fun. It's so compelling, because the idea is you're going out to raid other people's bases in order to get resources to take back and build up your base. And so, and the fun is like, you build your own like elaborate base with a bunch of traps and stuff. You're trying to protect this material while it harvests or something. And that's the idea. Everybody's doing that. Gen Mat is what it's called. Yeah.
Unobtainium.
MacGuffin, basically. Yeah. And so you are going out into the wasteland, and it's all level based, and you'll be like presented with a big list of people's bases that they've made, and then you'll be like, yeah, that one looks interesting. And you go and head over, and you're basically, you slowly work your way through their base, and they've set up loads of elaborate traps and guards, and you're trying to get through, grab the stuff, and get out. And it doesn't, there's no like level gate or anything. You just have to escape. You can escape in any direction. You can just get out and leave. But the really fun part is like, as you're going through other people's bases, you'll get got by a trap, and you'll be like, that's fucking clever. I'm going to remember that. And when I get back to my base, I'm going to build that in my base so it catches more people.
I love that. It's like there's a name for it. I can't remember what it is, but it's like, like getting knowledge, almost like IRL, and that is the game, is to learn
that's the game part, because there's like stages to it, right? Where you'll load into a base, and there's like a wall of spikes in front of you, and if you go near the wall of spikes, they'll shoot out and stab you, and it's like, that's level 1, okay? And you can just destroy. You load in as a character, and you have a loadout, and everything is one hit KO for you and all the enemies.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's quick, and it's like super lethal. So if you fuck up, it's like bam, run over, and it's like a Super Meat Boy platformer almost, where you just respawn at the start. And it's like, right, go again, try again.
Is it really quick respawning?
There's a little load screen, which is kind of annoying, but it's not really bad. I've heard it's bad on console, so if you are on console, maybe you want to research that a bit better. But and it's like, so you'll spawn in, wall of spikes, you shoot the wall of spikes, and that's it. You've defeated that trap, you know what I mean? But then you realize, if I put a ramp and I put spikes at the top of it, so people don't see it as they're walking up the ramp, you know what I mean? And then they'll step on it, bam, gets them, unless they have the reactions to it. And then you realize, well, if I put a 45-degree block above and behind them, so that as they walk past, they've got no chance of seeing it, and then it spikes them in the back as they walk past. And it's like, it's little bits and pieces like that you pick up as you're raiding other people's bases, that you're like, ooh, he's clever. He's a clever one. You know, I'm gonna take that and take it back to mine, sort of thing. And it's just the loop of raiding to get resources to go back and build your ever more elaborate like murder tower is so much fun. It's great.
Can you play? You go, Steve.
I was gonna say, did you say what some of the community rules are for this game that they come up with, or?
So the way break them. No
tunneling.
So no tunneling. You can't camp the hooks, whatever. There's the way they kind of moderate levels, the way they kind of make sure your level is beatable, is there's a little guy who all he does is waddle forward along in a line, and he needs a completely unobstructed path to the gen mat at the end. And if ever you break it, it'll go like, no, that's invalid, sort of thing.
You physically cannot get to the end, therefore.
Yeah. There is no path. There is no correct path. So it stops you just like encasing it in stone and then just calling it a day. You know what I mean? And what people have figured out, well, there's a couple of like honor rules almost, where it's like, it's really easy to make a base that's like theoretically beatable, but it's just super tedious, because all it is you walk into the first room, there's 1,000 things all pointed at you, and the only way to get through it is to very, very slowly and carefully, one by one, take all these traps out, sort of thing. And you can be there for 40 minutes, and if you fuck up once, you die and you have to start again. and that's called kill boxes, and everybody hates them. Those at the moment.
Yeah.
So
is there like, can you like, thumbs down levels? But this is bullshit. I hate this.
No. All you can do is when you finish a level, it'll tell you how many times you died, and then you can rate it fun, brutal, ingenious, and artistic. And you can pick 2 of those 4. And so if I'm feeling like, you didn't make a very good base, I just won't rate it.
Yeah, they need a thing where it's like, is it brutal? Is it ingenious? Or is it just shit? It's like, this level, no offense, I know you try to like, this level is crap, I'm sorry.
What else is there? So there is a weird thing where you do have to make a clear path to the end, but you don't have to beat your own base in order to say go live sort of thing. And I thought that was a bit shit. I thought, because it's kind of, because then you can make super tedious bases sort of thing, and you are, as a builder, rewarded when people die in your bases. You're rewarded more for ratings, but if you're killing a lot of people, like, it kind of evens out. So in some ways you're kind of incentivized to make these ridiculous kill boxes, because you do get rewarded for it. But what they said was, this came up, they didn't ask me anything on Reddit, and this came up and they said, like, are you going to combat this by making sure people play their own level? And what they said is, they really like what they've got at the moment, where you will watch people assault your base, and you'll be like, every time you watch someone run it and they survive it for some reason, or a trap doesn't go off quite like you want, you can go in and be like, okay, if I just turn this 90 degrees, he's got a way better chance of killing the guys when they run past. And it's like, if they want it to be super iterative, and if you had to rerun your base every time, especially if it's a difficult base, it would get really annoying really quickly. And also, they don't want to exclude people from making levels who aren't very good at the game.
That's what I was gonna say, which is it's a really slippery, not slippery slope, but it's like a really fine balance of, it makes sense that the person plays their own level or whatever to make sure it's beatable, but like it like Mario Maker is a little bit different to this, but this is like making a level and being good at first person shooters are almost 2 completely different skill sets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and this is it feels very like twitchy. It's like a Doom almost. It's very fast.
It looks like Quake.
Yeah, it is. And everyone has a grapple hook as like a default kit loadout, and you can, if you
10 out of 10.
if you solve like a base, because you can just fly through them. Like there's a system in the game where you can tell traps to only appear once the gen mat's been grabbed.
The gen mat.
You can the gen mat. It's so stupid. I hate that word. The jam. Once you got the jam,
you get the jam.
These traps turn on, they activate, and what that means is you can kind of put little like gotchas as people are leaving. But there's a grace period, so you can't just have something pointed at the stuff. So when they pick it up, they get killed instantly.
You take the
like
jab
a grace
and just
period,
get spiked, like,
and just
from
get
the
spiked
sides,
in the back. Yeah, and it's basically impossible. Yeah, they have this like 3-second grace period where you can see everything spawning in. It looks really cool. But I've had levels where I'm like, this is like a lot of traps, like high density, but it's not a big level. And it's like in that 3 seconds, I'm right, here we go. Psych myself up. I grab it, and then you just 180, you start ziplining, and you just fly out the door before the traps have even activated. Yeah. And I'm like, and because that's another thing. Every run is recorded. Every death that you get in someone's base, they can go back and watch how you did the level. And it's like, if ever I just fly out of the room without even getting killed, I'm like, yeah, enjoy that replay, mate.
I have to say, I didn't like the fact that it's like you could make a level and not complete it yourself. But the way you've explained it, I kind of like it that, like, the builders, like the Animal Crossing people, the Sims people, can now come make death traps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like if you're in Animal Crossing and you're like, but I love building my town, but I wish there was a bit more murder. Like, it's such a great game for that.
Yeah, I understand it more for Mario Maker, I think, because Mario Maker is like, but people making Mario levels, like, you're not making Kaizo levels unless you know what a Kaizo level of stuff is.
Yeah,
Right?
people will still.
Oh no, because like Kaizo in Mario is like, it's like weird one frame wall jumps and weird shit like that. That like,
Yeah, but if people didn't have to finish the levels themselves, they would 100% make Kaizo levels or Kaizo-esque levels.
It's like I say, it's finding, it's like a fine balance of, it's not even a balance. It's like I can see pros and cons of reasons for and against, and I'm not really sure how you fix it.
It's so weird because like I was like, this is really stupid. You should have to run your own levels, right? I was so convinced, and then I read that one developer response, and I was like, yeah, he's right. He's actually completely right. I have absolutely no response to that. That's a great answer to that.
Do you know how I would do it? I would do it where like, you've made the level, but if you have like 100 people unable to finish the level,
that's not bad.
It bans you from the game until you finish your own level.
Or Mario Maker does something where, you have to finish your own level, but also it shows like completion rate and then gives it like a difficulty based on completion rate and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's like I go through the high scores of Mario Maker, and it's like, here's a level with 0.001% completion rate, and like it's just like, I'm not touching this level with a fucking barge pole because I know I can't do it. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, there is a kind of system like that in this where they have. It's not 100% clear how it's calculated. I think it's something to do with like how much deadly shit you're putting in and near the gen mat.
Yeah.
But it does have a rating where it's like levels are normal, dangerous, or brutal. And the problem at the moment is normal is like it's everybody's making like my first base, and they end up as normal. Dangerous is where like everybody's actually making levels and making fun levels, and then brutal is all kill boxes, like 100%. You can guarantee you'll boot up, you'll pick a brutal level, you'll walk into the first room, and it's like bam, 900 arrow traps point at you, and you're like, oh well, he's done it again. Good job, what a genius.
I'd have that in again Mario Maker, where I'd boot a level and I'm like, it's very hard, but I'll give it a look. I could probably do this. And then before I've even moved Mario, just look at the level. I'm like, I'm not climbing. What's the point? Like, why am I here?
Yeah.
No one's finishing this. This is stupid.
There's also so kill boxes is one thing. There's a couple of honor rules that are quite funny. There's the little guy that walks about, that he's present in the level. And so you can because you can build mazes technically, but if he's alive, you can just follow him. So what people have realized is there's one trap that just triggers on a timer, and if you put that at the start facing the entrance, it'll insta kill the little guy, and then you can't. And then it's like, whenever I see that and you load into a level and he's already dead by the time I walk up, I'm like, no, I'm out. No, I ain't touching this. I don't know what funky shit you're working on, but I ain't going for it.
You destroyed my only hope for this level. Fuck you, I'm out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a couple of questions.
Go for it.
You say how there's like a cool feedback loop of play a level, get I don't know, get currency to make your own level, and then backwards, forwards. Can I play this game as builder only, or like first person shooter only, if I only prefer one style of gameplay? Or do I have to do both to unlock progression?
No, theoretically you can only do one or the other. If you're really crap and not creative, don't have to build a base. If you only want to build, you can, but there's an odd system. I think I like it. I'm not sure. Basically, the whole point of the material is it's doing science, and it has a finite amount of science it's going to kick back to you as a resource.
Right.
And whenever you publish a level and set it to active, that is a resource of the level that is counting down, and the only way to get it to go back up is it's called prestiging the level, and you get prestige on a level by getting kills or getting awards on that level. And then when it hits certain thresholds, you can go in, prestige, it'll reset the timer back to the max, and you'll have a bit more like capacity to play around with. And it's fun because it's like you know, oh, I learned a lot from that prestige. I'm going to put more trap
Yeah.
because this is the good spot. But once you reach prestige 5, it becomes what's called a champion base, which is like, all right, we know you've made a pretty good base. Everybody seems to be enjoying it. We're going to sort of show it more frequently, basically.
We're gonna pump it.
We're going to pump it. Yeah, we're going to push it in the algorithm.
Yeah,
We're going to push it to the front page. Everybody's going to see your base.
You won't believe how many kills this base got.
Yeah, exactly. But then when you get to prestige 10, you have effectively completed that base.
Right.
And you can no longer prestige it, and it becomes a social raid only base. They're called social raids, and those are like a free for all. You don't even have to make a valid path. They don't generate resources. They're all for funsies, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that means it no longer shows up in the like proper playlist for the game. So you're kind of like, that base is done. You need to go and make a new base if you
move on.
You want. Yeah, move on basically. So that it's kind of cool because it means it's kind of a self-moderating system where the top bases aren't. It's not like the top base is going to rise up and stay there forever. It's only going to be there for a week and a half at max. Like you can go in and make the exact same base again if you wanted, I guess. Although they have every plot you buy to build a base has stuff already there.
If you're gonna have a game with longevity, you need a way for newer people coming in late to have their maps pushed to the front.
Yes, exactly. Especially where to a certain extent progression is tied to people playing and dying in your maps.
Yeah.
You need if someone comes in like 2 weeks from now and there's already a top 100
yeah, exactly. That's all I can't progress the game because Olive Meister's map from 2 years ago just sits at number 1 on the front page.
Sits at number 1.
It's like, what can you do? Yeah.
So that's an interesting system, but to prestige and buy new bases, everything is this resource called synthite, and theoretically you can get it from people dying in your level and stuff like that, but the upkeep is fucking absurd. It's so ridiculous. I've got 3 bases currently, and they all are costing. They're all like ticking down. Like even as we speak, I'm getting antsy because I know in the back of my mind the time is ticking and I'm not generating synthite. And I
can't pay rent this month. Shit.
It literally is. I cannot play enough that I'm generating enough synthite to keep all 3 bases up at the same time. It's kind of so it's like, and I'm raiding a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're just building and you're just relying on the income from people dying in your bases, unless you sort of hit lucky and 100,000 people raid your base overnight, I can't see people keeping their bases online if just from building. So it's like, I feel like there needs to be a bit of balancing. Yeah. The systems feel really weird, but once you're sort of in and playing, it's like, this all kind of works. It needs balancing, but like, there's some really clever stuff here. Like, it's really cool.
It's such a cool like pivot from Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
They could have just like made some other, not like Dead by Daylight 2, but like another, asymmetrical multiplayer game, like with, I don't know, just players against players, basically.
Yeah.
Basically, they've made like a base builder kind of game. It's really cool.
Yeah. It's such a fun time. I'd recommend it. It's 25 right now, which I guess is a little pricey. I guess the other problem I have with it is this feels like a great start to this feels like a great base, but the kind of stuff you can do in it right now is not elaborate enough that I'm seeing loads of like I'm not coming away from bases and being like, that guy had a really great idea and he executed it. Most of it is like they're just trying to kill you in the most efficient way possible. There's a couple of tricks that people have figured out. Like there's a trick where you can spawn guards and give them patrol routes, and people have realized if you spawn a guard, give him a mod that makes him explode when he dies.
I've seen this,
and then patrol route him through or like off a cliff or into a different trap. They can kind of drop exploding people on you, which is a fucking great time, whichever way you cut it.
I watched it was an Oddstava video where he was explaining his base, and he explains how the person makes it through this already really hard level, gets the gen mat, and as soon as they get the gen mat, like 3 seconds after, like 4 suicide bombers just drop on your head, and you can't really do much about it.
Yeah. But that's kind of stuff is like, I feel like that's where the Mario Maker levels that were really good were the ones where they like had a twist to them. It wasn't just a really, like they were really good, just regular old Mario levels. But it's like, what if it was a puzzle game or something? What if I built a calculator in Mario Maker and made you solve maths or something before you could finish the level? Stuff like that. And there's currently not the tools for that kind of those kind of elaborate get-ups.
You might get that over time as they add more stuff. Like Mario Maker ended up being really fucking weird. Some levels were just you stand still and it plays a song.
Yeah,
weird shit like that.
You run forward and the Halo theme plays. It's great.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff like that. There was some Mario Maker levels were quizzes. It was like some of them were, it would show 3 like individual boxes above you, like sort of like mini stages. They divide the screen into 3, and it was like spot the difference. Which one is the odd one out? It's like,
that's cool.
Is this even
that's
still
really
Mario?
cool.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, it was great.
It's great. It's great. Yeah.
I hope this game gets updated to get to that point, because this is kind of like the Dark Souls of Mario Maker games.
Okay,
all right, yeah.
There was a great base I raided the other day where it was just one ramp up to the gen mat, and it was completely open. But then he'd written in the sky "tip," and it was a little spike trap that you just stood on just to give him some money, and then you ran. He got you killed. He got some money, and then you grabbed the gen mat and left, and that was.
Yeah, I help you. You help me.
So I gave him a tip.
Let's do this.
Yeah, that's another thing, because it's like it's all you never lose anything. People are stealing from you in air quotes, but they're not really stealing from you. You don't lose anything. They don't lose anything by dying. It's all
they lose
generating
dignity.
Resources.
Yeah,
they do lose dignity. Yeah, we do. They do get laughed at when I stream the replays of them dying in my bases later. But yeah, Meteor Maker, it's really fun. It's really fun.
I would 100% buy this right now if the upcoming months weren't as stacked as they were.
I feel like I'm really worried because this is gonna live or die based on it. It's like it's almost worse than any other multiplayer game, right? Because it's gonna live and die based on not only people playing but people creating and being creative with these levels. And I just feel like this is such a bad time for this to come out, because it's kind of pricey and it's kind of weird, and there's a whole bunch of really big budget AAA releases right around the corner.
Maybe it's the best time though, because if it's come out, it's done well, it will probably drop off, but then it comes to Game Pass because it dropped off.
Or just becomes
for cheap.
Or it just becomes cheaper over time. Like Dead by Daylight now on sale is like a $5.
Yeah.
I think this game will make its money back purely through Dead by Daylight cross cosmetics that you get for buying.
I reckon. Yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
Does this game have any DLC, like any skins or anything?
I saw a thing about
it does have DLC. Yeah.
It's got like an upcoming. It's like a live service game. It's just like over time it will have updates.
Yeah. They actually they did a patch this morning with a bunch of new tile sets and a new trap that they just dropped it on in the morning.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it was like everybody's playing around with it. So yeah,
that's what gives me hope. Where it's like, oh, Mario Maker has all this weird shit. And it's like, well, they could add like a music block or some weird shit.
Exactly. It did. Yeah, Mario didn't start weird. It got weird, and that's kind of where I hope. I hope to pick this up every couple months and see a bunch of like, oh yeah, it's a surf map.
Yeah.
Who knew you could surf in Meteor Maker?
Oh,
we can, and we made
one. We're playing some weird like prop hunt now. Find the right prop to get the gen mat.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
That could like, especially if this is live service, you could 100% do that. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do at some point cater to a certain audience. That's like, I don't want to make kill boxes. I do not want to kill people. I just want to make a dragon in the sky out of blocks.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like an art section of the leaderboard, or just like creative section of the leaderboard. Just like, look at this cool shit I made with the tools that you've given me.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if I start seeing auto scrollers, the it plays itself levels, then I'll know they've made it.
Yeah, that's when you know you've actually made it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from that then. There's another game that we've all played this week. I thought we could have a quick chat about that, see how see what we think about that. That's
Bloons?
Not Bloons,
Bloons, yes.
not Bloons. We all played Minecraft Legends.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday.
I forgot.
You forgot about Minecraft Legends.
I forgot already.
Yeah, Minecraft Legends came out yesterday. We played it yesterday evening, and I think some of us have played a little bit here and there. I'm gonna let Steve describe what this game is. Oh God, you got this.
I don't know what this game is.
Tell me about just not what it is specifically, but what's the gameplay loop? What is it like?
So the gameplay loop seems to be there's a single player mode which you can play multiplayer, and there's a PvP mode. And the gameplay seems to be that you send out your units to gather resources, then you send your units to build creatures for you, and then you go attack bases.
Yeah, it's like baby's first RTS kind of thing. Yeah, we played a whole bunch of this. Not a whole bunch. We played for a few hours yesterday. Just trying to find a gameplay video to have running in the background. This will do. Yeah, it's like I think for me specifically, when this came out, I didn't know what this was. It's like, is this Pikmin? Is this a weird RTS? Is this Minecraft 2 with a different name? What is this? But yeah, it's like an RTS game. You on a horse riding around. You can recruit units, and you have to attack bases. And you have the one big map, and the map is dynamic. Things happen at day and night, and you have to defend your villages whilst attacking other villages. We think it's just one map. We're not entirely sure.
Yeah, it's fucking weird because this isn't a full price game, right? This is like a 30 quid game.
I don't know actually.
Yeah, we're playing that game.
We all played this. We don't even know anything about it.
I don't know if it's a full price game.
35 quid.
It's 35 quid.
This is 35 on Steam, yeah. And so we were playing yesterday, and it's like you do a quick 5-minute tutorial. It tells you hey, here's how you mine resources because it's Minecraft. You got to mine resources. Here's how you build units. And it does kind of set itself up as an RTS, but for kids. So you have an avatar in the world. Unlike regular RTSs, you're not dealing with a huge amount of units.
It's 20 units. It's really
20
small
units
amount of units.
tops. Yeah. There's not a huge amount of micro. It seems like in the battles you just kind of A move everything. Which
it tells you how to do precise movement, but it also that's a tiny tutorial. Whereas the main tutorial is press this button, get all your units. Press this button, send them all here. Bam.
Yes, exactly.
Which for people. Will said A moving. If you don't know what that is,
sorry.
That's from StarCraft and other RTSs where the A button on your keyboard, the A key, is the hotkey for attack, and then you left click and it sends everything that you've highlighted to attack that area, and that's called A moving. It's typically it's supposed to be how not dumb people, but how new people play the game because you don't have the skills yet to micromanage individual units. You get everything, you move it to a direction, and hopefully you win.
Because A move doesn't discriminate, right? You just go here, and anything you see along the way, just kill it. Well, it doesn't matter what it is, just go for it. Yeah. So that takes about 5 minutes, maybe not even that, and then it dumps you in a very large open world map. Which looks like Minecraft, and the game looks really good.
It's like a weird cell shaded Minecraft. It looks nice.
Yeah, but it looks really nice. It's just pleasant to run around in. You know? I was like, oh, it's good. And it does it does another kind of quick tutorial where it's here's the loop of the game: is you rescue friendly villages, you fortify friendly villages, you use the resources that the villagers generate to make units and go and attack enemy bases and forts, and then it all culminates in like big siege battles sort of thing. Or not big, but
whilst you do all this, there are a few like meta upgrades you can get along the way.
Yes,
like you can now make a few more units in your party, or you can now gather a few more things at the same time. Like really minor things, but there's like a semblance of like progression to make sure that you can definitely finish this game.
But then it's like, but then it just kind of leaves you to do whatever. It says like, hey, you'll get attacked from enemy bases sometimes at night. You have to go and kill their bases, but it's like, how do you do that? It's kind of whatever. Do it, do it in your. There's a couple of different enemy factions, and you can pick one and attack that one or whatever. And we were kind of running around together on the map, and we were like, "Is this like level 1 or is this the whole game?" Because it could, I feel like it could go either way. I feel like you could finish that first map, and it'd be like, "All right, on to level 2. Here's a bunch of more new stuff," or you could finish that map and it'd be like, "Good job, you finished the game."
You can beat the game. Roll credits.
And 8 to 9 maybe hours later, and that's the end of the game. And because it's budget. It feels like
I think that's it. I think
it could be either way. I don't know.
I think we were talking about it earlier, and it's like I think there is like you could go deeper with it. Like you could end this map and tell the player, good job. Here's level 2. It's a bit bigger. It's going to be harder. But I think end of the day, like it's Minecraft license. We're a co-op group of 4 men playing a child's RTS game.
Yes, yeah.
Like I can't go on Reddit after finishing and be like, it should be harder. It's like it's not for me.
Oh, did you not? I already have several balanced complaint posts on Reddit about this game. Yeah.
Everyone agreeing. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it should be harder. Yeah.
Yeah, those stone golems, man. They're too OP. They're too cheap and they're too OP. Okay, they need enough.
I
don't know.
I think go for it.
I was gonna say, I also think though that look, we didn't play too much of the PvP mode. If the PvP mode was good, maybe, but like we need to,
we had issues. I think it's issues on launch where we tried to do. There's 4v4 PvP, and we were like, perfect. There's 4 of us. There'll be 4 children playing. Let's go ruin some kids' evenings. And
that was almost exactly the words.
That wasn't me talking. That was a recording from last night. And it just
no, it couldn't have been. You said like make them cry and push them to the ground.
But it just didn't work, which is a shame.
The biggest issue we had is you can't change teams in the lobby. So
really weird.
All the text in game, all the text in game was implying that we could change team.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, it was broken, or it's not in yet, or we simply, for some reason, just couldn't find the option.
It's it's like partying up to play a MOBA, and it's like, I invite Josh, and Josh is just going to be on the enemy team. And it's like, no, I want Josh on my team. And it's like, no, he can't.
Yeah, you can't do that.
We need to keep this fair. Half of you need to be on the enemy team. And then you search, and like, a couple of people showed up, and we were just playing with randoms who were just off doing their own thing. We couldn't talk to them. We could talk to our friends who were on the enemy team. Just really weird.
I'm in the lobby. I'm dragging nameplates. I'm looking for buttons to move stuff. Like I'm clicking. Like it's just nothing there to move.
Yeah.
And the text there says, "Here's the button to start the game. Hit it when you've organised your team." And it's like, well, I can't. It's not working.
And that's another thing where it's like, is that because they want to protect kids from exactly what we were about to do, which is party up as a 4 and go and bully some people who don't really know how to hold a controller?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Is that just something they didn't implement? It's weird. It's a weird game.
But it seems like the game shines if you have 4 players working together, so it would be weird for them not to.
I think it was bugged. I think there was a bug.
Yeah. I think there's a missing menu option there somewhere.
Missing menu or server lag wasn't allowing teams to be moved around or something. I think it just wasn't working. This game for me is like, this is the perfect Game Pass game. I'm more than willing to try this, but I would never buy it.
Yeah.
Which is just like, it's it's perfect to dick around with for 5 hours. Because, like we were saying, I've played this. I've played a little bit of the single player. I feel like at this point I fully understand what the gameplay loop is, and I can look at it and go, "That's pretty cool. I don't really want to play it anymore, but that's cool," and then I can just move on. That's just like how I am with this game in particular.
Yeah.
I really thought I booted it up for like half an hour.
You want to finish your story?
What story?
Oh, the lore goes deep.
Oh, the lore of the story. Oh yeah, shit. We didn't even talk about that. This game is so not like heavy. Yeah, not like heavy, but it's just like you boot it up and it's like the world's at war. Everyone is dying, and it shows like pigs getting slaughtered and animals getting killed. It's like, what the fuck, man? It's Minecraft.
This does feel. I don't want to use the like, "Who's this for?" line, but like, who is this for? Who is this for? Because there's no creative aspect like Minecraft. There's no. I feel like it's too complicated for children. You know, like Minecraft Dungeons came out,
yes,
and that was like kids Diablo, right? And I played that, and I was like, 100%. This is digestible enough. Like, you know, you play through a level, you finish the level, you get some stuff, and you move on to the next level, and that's like simple. This is like you have to think about unit comp, and there's a sub menu where you can like micro your units and stuff like that, and I'm like,
I don't think you can simplify an RTS down to the point where it's simple enough for children, but still retains the fun you get out of an RTS. It's just kind of weird. I don't want to like gatekeep a genre, but like an RTS feels like compared to other genres, it's a very complicated input and mechanical heavy genre. It requires lots of forward thinking, lots of planning, lots of macro. You don't have to have that in RTS to get the fun out of it, but that's where the true fun of an RTS comes from, in my opinion. Is doing all this stuff and watching your plans come to fruition.
But then I don't know, kids just like colorful stuff, right? And this is very colorful.
Well, that's the thing, where it's like you simplify an RTS down enough, you know, more and more and more, until you get something like this. At which point, I kind of think like, why don't you just make an action game?
Or just play Minecraft.
Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
We simplified it even more, so there's like you only have 10 units now instead of 20, and it's like you keep simplifying it to make it more and more accessible for kids until it's just like just make a Minecraft baby hack and slash or something. Yeah. Like, why are you trying to make an RTS? It's weird.
I'm curious. Do you think Pikmin is a kids game?
I would say, and I'm not going to say it is. I'd say it's like, in terms of sellability, it's very childish, right? Like, look at it. It's like, you know, cute creatures, this, that, and the other. I do think it's complicated enough that you can like get fun out of Pikmin as an adult. Obviously, I really like Pikmin. That's why.
I like Pikmin. Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I think it's I would say it's marketed towards children, but I
guess where I'm sort of angling is like Pikmin is very successful.
Is it?
Isn't it? There's 4 of them.
I feel like
doing something right.
I feel like that's just Miyamoto being like, you can't. This won't make money, but you can't stop me. I am making another Pikmin game.
You, just you,
just me.
Just you. No, I feel like Pikmin does all right.
It's one of those things where certain games are valuable in that they expand a publisher's like catalog, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, look how much good, diverse stuff we have in this like robust catalog. Otherwise, it's just like, what do you have? Like just Mario, just Zelda. It's good to have other success, not like crazy sellers, but like other successful stuff.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. I think I feel like Pikmin fills that slot really well. Kirby does as well. Just like these other games that might not be game of the year, but they're decent enough to make their money back and be a good, strong IP to point to.
I think Kirby has that like cutesy vibe. Like it's not like the gameplay is okay, but
might have been a bad example, but
yeah.
Did you get what I mean though?
Star Fox. Oh wait, no, that died.
Drive by on Star Fox.
It was killed.
You said Star Fox was assassinated on purpose.
Yeah.
It was an inside job.
Minecraft Legends. I really don't know what to think about it. A very strange game. If we could team up and pull some kids, I would be much more positive on this game.
Yeah, and then it
I think the game is just fine.
It's fine, and it's like the most inoffensive review I can leave for this game. I think is that it's fine.
I went and I said to the boys in Discord once we were done, I said I'll play that as a group. I could probably play the campaign solo.
Yeah,
it's not top of my list, but I could probably finish that campaign.
Yeah.
But it was good fun. I'd play it if you boys wanted to.
Maybe.
I just feel like, do you not feel like if we're getting hit up to play stuff right now, there's so much more I'd rather be playing right now.
That's what.
Though, that's the issue we have.
I guess, yeah.
It's got us Minecraft Legends. It is. There's nothing else.
Literally no other games.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna move on from this. I feel we've kind of skipped over your bit, Sam. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about before we do like new stuff that you wanted to just update us on?
I've only carried on playing games I've spoken about. I've carried on with Ryza, kind of taken a back seat. I am at the end of the game. The game will be finished soon.
Yeah.
Game is good. Play Atelier games. Path of Exile, trucking along with that. That game keeps throwing more and more mechanics at me, where I'm like, when a game just has too many fucking mechanics in it, you're like, stop.
Yeah, that's enough now. I can't take anymore.
I'm getting to that point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't give it all to you at the very start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not that like offensive.
Yeah.
Because you don't just get overloaded with it, but at the same time you just get another one and you just go, for fuck's sake, another one.
That's part of
I always had those with like Japanese game, like Monster Hunter is a big one that always reminds me, where they're just like, here's the cooking mini game, and I'm like, stop, I don't need this. Just want to hit the dragon.
The job application or the interview for Path of Exile is implement a new mechanic.
yeah.
If it's good enough to get in, we'll hire you for the game.
And work has like really picked up, so I've just been playing chill games, which has been Bloons for me.
Yeah, lots of people playing Bloons again.
6 a lot.
Yeah,
I think me, Sam, and Will have all been playing Bloons a lot this week.
It's just the forever game, right? It's one of those
actively playing Bloons. Is what I'm gonna throw out there.
We've talked about how like, there's so much coming out, and then I swear I've put like 24 hours into Bloons this week.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know where that time's gone.
It's just so comfy. It's so comfy.
Yeah, it's just like, it's the game that you can just sit on the side. And then I think of the descriptor similar to like what Sam says, like RuneScape, where it's like it's the second monitor game that becomes a main monitor game very quickly.
Yeah.
We haven't got to get into it, but if anyone wants a good like just chill game, Bloons is incredible.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Is it still on sale, or was it on sale recently?
It was on sale. Yeah.
It was on sale. No longer on sale. I think. Don't quote me. I think it's cheaper on mobile. I think it's like a $5 on mobile, whereas it's like $11.79 here. Because I said that I played a lot of it, which I have, and Steve was like, "Oh, you've got like an hour playtime on Steam." I was like, "Thank you very much. This is my in bed on mobile game." It was for a very long time.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so we'll leave that there then. I guess we've got some news we want to cover. So, there was the two, what I feel are the two main stories of this week, were literally right after we recorded last week, which is like the worst timing. I feel like when we recorded on Sundays, everything would get announced on Mondays, and now we've moved it to this day, and I feel like it still happens. Everything cool comes up. Like there's never a perfect time. We'll start with
maybe 4 a.m. on a Thursday. I think would be great.
They'll still announce something. Will still get announced. I guarantee it. the first big one is the Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom final trailer dropped. This game comes out.
Final trailer?
It's the final trailer, yeah.
Damn.
This came out. This was on the Thursday again, right after we sort of recorded on the Wednesday of last week. I assume everyone here has watched it. I don't know if you have, Sam, but I think Will has.
No.
Oh, this trailer is incredible.
Yeah, we talked about Tears of the Kingdom previously, the gameplay, and it was like, it wasn't really. This trailer is a story trailer, and oh my god, it got me. My previous stance on Zelda being like, I'll play it. I'm not super excited. I'm like, oh no, I'm all in. I'm hyped.
Yeah. I was talking to.
Wow, you completely 180'd from that clickbait
true,
video that Josh put out like a week ago.
No, but it's true because it's like it looks like there's potentially proper dungeons in this, like actual bosses, like actual lore and like characters. Oh yeah, no, I'm excited.
Well, they've made a really specific effort up to this point, i.e., this trailer, to always show the world as barren and completely abandoned. Yeah. And this trailer goes out of its way to, like Steve said, it's like a lot more story stuff. It shows villages, it shows characters, it doesn't.
Daddy Ganondorf.
There's like two different Ganondorfs for some reason. It's fucking weird. It doesn't. Nothing comes up and says about it, but it shows like a team up mechanic or like a recruiting mechanic.
Yeah, the people on a caravan, right?
Or it's that, but there's also multiple parts in this trailer where there are units fighting with Link, like villagers and I'll call them hero characters, like the Zora dude, and there's bits where Link's flying, holding onto the legs of like a bird person and
bird person.
There's so much in this trailer, and I've deliberately not gone like through it frame by frame because you totally could and could probably work out like tons of stuff. But yeah, I think now the previous. What? Sorry,
carry on.
I was just gonna say the previous trailer of them explaining the game's mechanics of the whole like fusing and building, and now with this stuff, like. They could be onto another massive winner here. Like this could just be, like when the Switch launched and Breath of the Wild came out, and everyone was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Like whether or not you thought Breath of the Wild was incredible, do you remember the media outage coverage of people being like, "Oh my god, Breath of the Wild saved my marriage. It fucking
gave my acne.
It cured my acne. I'm now more confident than ever. It saved my life." Like that was what felt like the reaction to Breath of the Wild, and you might see that again.
You know what's holding me back?
Switch being
ass. It's on the fucking Switch, and it's gonna look like shit.
Oh no, I'm excited. I started playing Breath of the Wild again. I'm even gonna play through Hyrule Warriors Legends just to get as much lore as possible.
Get out.
Yeah, you do not play Hyrule. You do not need to play Hyrule Warriors.
My dude, I have Hyrule Warriors on Wii U, I have it on 3DS, I have it on Switch, and then I have the Breath of the Wild version on Switch as well.
Oh, you're the reason they keep making these? God damn
yes,
it, Steve.
I am.
No, I'm getting confused. What's the other one? Not Hyrule Warriors. There's a second one.
It was Hyrule Warriors Legends.
Right.
The Breath of the Wild one.
Age of Calamity.
Yes.
Age of Calamity.
They made two because Steve kept buying it, so they made another one.
Age of Calamity is the one set in this world, and it's bad.
Age of Calamity, the Hyrule Warriors game, I think had weird time travel shit.
I believe so. I didn't get that far on it, unfortunately, but that's why I'm like, oh no, actually, I should finish that and find all the lore.
Yeah, I need to. I don't need to look it up. I might look it up. I'm not sure if it's canon. It might be canon. I really don't know. I know it does like weird time travel.
Doesn't matter.
Shit.
Doesn't matter. It's Zelda. Well, you save the princess. You beat Ganon.
Yeah. Well, they've kind of like they spent a bunch of time trying to sort out. Do you remember all the talk about like timelines with Zelda? and like
Yeah,
what comes after this and that.
I do. Yeah, I remember making fun of that ages ago when they were like, "Yeah, it's actually 4 timelines, and there's
Yeah.
a bunch of time travel involved
Yeah.
and hot swapping and stuff."
You're
And
not
it's
even-
like, so there isn't lore. It doesn't matter. At that point.
Well, it's like what they did is they sorted out this timeline. Nintendo came out and said, "Here's the official timeline, so you can shut up arguing." And then they released Breath of the Wild deliberately to take place like thousands of years after the last game in a timeline to be like, look, who cares? I feel like that's what it is. Like, it's like, who cares? Just
Yeah,
it's in the future. It's Ganondorf. It's Link. Descendants, whatever, who cares? Like, here's just new Zelda. But yeah, I am so excited for this game, and with all the stuff coming out, I think this will be Game of the Year. I know it's early to say, but I do think.
Oh my god.
So.
No, we've got so many good games coming out. I think it's bold to say
the thing,
this will be Game
Josh,
of the Year.
is
I think it's got a good chance.
this game will have the hype of a Game of the Year game.
Yeah.
It's on the Switch, my guy.
Oh, I am half tempted to buy this game and then keep it wrapped up on my shelf and just emulate it on PC, because I know you can do that with Switch.
I mean, yeah, I would. I might do this.
The legal ramifications. I have to announce that I'll be doing that in Minecraft and not real life. But like that is a thing. I remember. I think it was Xenoblade Chronicles 3, or maybe 2 or 3, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't. It was Shin Megami Tensei. What's the one that came out, Sam? The newest one, is it 4? SMT4.
It's SMT5.
SMT5, sorry, SMT5. I played that and I finished it, and it ran like ass the whole time. But I was like, that was fun. And as soon as I finished it, I was like, I can look up gameplay now on YouTube without getting spoiled. And all the gameplay was 4K 60 FPS footage. And I was like, this is ridiculous. This motherfucker has pirated the game, and it looks 10 times more beautiful than what I'm playing on my Switch. It was so annoying. It really wound me up.
Pokemon in every game, honestly. That's on Switch.
Yeah, because you can. That is a thing that you can do. They just run better because people mod Breath of the Wild with like Toy Story characters and weird shit.
I've seen a multiplayer mod for Breath of the Wild as well.
Yeah, I think that got like
Really?
shut down
That's
or
cool.
something, or like Nintendo are getting angry with it. Or
I
something.
mean, I feel like the Joy-Cons for the Switch are a crime, so I
Yes.
have no problem also committing a crime in Minecraft
Yeah, in Minecraft.
and emulating Tears of the Kingdom
In Minecraft.
in Minecraft.
Yeah, I'm gonna load up that Minecraft map where that guy built a 8-bit
PC?
calculator, and I'm gonna run Tears of the Kingdom on my Minecraft calculator in Minecraft. But yeah, Tears of the Kingdom looking like an absolute banger. Another game that also looks like an absolute banger.
Which is why I'm not surprised you're saying Breath of the Wild has Game of the Year when this game also
is
coming out.
It feels like all the games that we're gonna see in the lineup. You know, like what wins Game of the Year? Is it this, or this? They're all coming out in June.
Yeah.
which is really weird. This next news story is about Final Fantasy 16. They had a state of play, which is, if you know, like a Nintendo Direct, that's the PlayStation equivalent.
Yeah.
How long was it? Like 20 minutes of just
20 minutes.
Yeah, 25 minutes of new footage for Final Fantasy 16, going into gameplay, going into a bit of the story, world building, what you can expect, this, that, and the other.
It was good.
It's really good. I think what I'm really happy about personally is they showed more of the combat and kind of explained more of the combat, and it looks deep enough that I think I'm going to be really happy with it. It looks like a straight up character action game.
But that's also the good thing, is it looks deep enough, but they've also said like, oh, if you just want to play the story, there are accessories you can equip that you can like even get from the start, which kind of like plays the combat for you if you're really not into the combat.
Yeah.
You could just literally go in and press it's PlayStation X.
Yeah.
And the game will play itself for you.
It looks very customizable in that regard. So if you're
Mhm.
not, maybe you're not hot on Devil May Cry or whatever, they were talking about, like you say, like accessories where you can make parrying automatic. You can
Or slow down even, like-
yeah, you can slow down to, if you still want to do the parries yourself, that's fine. But we can slow the game down for you. Automatic dodging, automatic strikes and attacks. There's
Yeah.
tons of stuff to make it more accessible, which I think they kind of have to if they're going in such a weird direction with a mainline Final
Mhm.
Fantasy game.
But I think this is the direction that they've been trying to go in, right? Is more action RPG.
It feels like numbered Final Fantasy is the game they tried to make a statement with, right? Which, not just gameplay, but also like story and cinematics. Like, this is your big one. This is going to have the story that
Mhm.
lasts a good chunk of time. It's going to make you feel things, and it's going to go places and be really cool. And to suddenly have a bunch of people that maybe can't play it because they're not very good, or they don't have as much fun because they just fundamentally don't like this type of game. They have to do what they can. But these sorts of things aren't new to these types of games. If you've played any modern character action game, or even fighting game, they make a big effort to have simpler modes, or simpler ways of playing, so that anyone can play. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I don't know, like over 10 years ago, had simple mode where you can mash a button and combos come out and stuff like that. Like, it's good. It's a good way to get people in.
Mhm.
Have you seen this, Sam? This whole direct?
Nope, I haven't watched it.
No. Are you still? What is? I know you're not a big fan of the gameplay, but are you like excited for this game at all?
So I am.
Yeah.
I am. I can't not be.
Yeah.
I just. I think I'm just trying to stay away because I've just been burnt by trailers too much in
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
past years, where I'm like, I am going to play this game. Doesn't matter if it's shit. Doesn't matter if every single person says it's the worst game ever. I'm going to buy the Final Fantasy game. I'm going to play it. So I may as well go in as blind as I can
Yeah.
be.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
a PS5, Sam?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, the new 2024.
Or PS5.
Alright,
PS5s aren't hard to get a hold of anymore. If you want a PS5, you can get a PS5.
Yeah, it's just I
get your
don't.
PS5
and I don't.
confirmed.
I just don't see the point in buying one, so I would just be buying it for
Yeah, that's fair enough.
this.
I think
that's
for a
where
lot,
I'm at.
I think this will be the trigger
system
pull for
seller.
a lot of people. This will be a system
Yes.
seller, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not because this will be the first game. This will probably be the third or the fourth game that people are like, well, if I buy a PS5, I can get this and this, and like,
What
Yeah.
the other
know,
games?
but
Or,
like,
or it's like you pull the trigger for
God of
this.
War,
Yeah,
Ragnarok.
Horizon Forbidden West. Like there's a good handful of games on PS5 now where it's like, if you're not going to buy it for this, then at what point
Yeah, you're
do
not
you
gonna
buy it? Like, yeah. The only other one after this I can think of that will be the next system seller will be Spider-Man 2. Regardless of whether or not you're hot on Spider-Man or Marvel, like, that will be a massive system seller.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this it's if you like a bit more of a deeper dive into FF16, this show is great to watch. There's lots of, because it's made by Steve. What's the guy's name? What's the director of FF14?
Yoshi P.
Yoshi P. The guy that directed FF14 is the guy directing this one. And what I kind of liked is you can see little bits of the MMO bleeding into this in a good way, not in like fucking fetch quests or whatever, but like little bits of UI or the way certain characters act and look, or
And for those who don't know, he's beloved. Like, he basically saved the MMO. So, and he, like, a lot of people say he can do no wrong. He is a fantastic. Like, when WoW went through that controversy and everyone started playing Final Fantasy 14 right as the expansion came out, like, he was the one who was like, "We're sorry, we cannot like keep up with server demands. We're literally going to stop selling our game to make sure that the servers actually run smooth while we try figure out, like, to try get more server structure and stuff." Like, he seems very genuine and like he'll put himself out for the player base. Like he will.
Yeah.
You know.
At this point in time, the man has not missed.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's important, because as soon as it was announced long time ago that he was heading up this project, in my mind I was like, yeah, absolute no-brainer. Like, this guy has done nothing but good work so far.
Yeah.
He's done such good work. If he was the lead on the next Kingdom Hearts game, I would buy the next Kingdom Hearts game.
Wow, you hear that, Square Enix?
Yeah.
Falls in your court.
Just put him in charge of everything until he fucks up.
It's going to take something special for me to buy Kingdom Hearts now.
I thought Kingdom Hearts was well regarded. I thought people liked
no,
that
I
series.
like it, but the story is beyond saving.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The story's gone.
They are
Right,
making
okay,
Kingdom Hearts
okay.
4 though, right? Like, that's...
Yeah, but we're
yeah,
going to
yeah.
have several spin-off Kingdom Hearts games to fill in the lore in between first.
Fuck
I
me.
think we're getting 3 before Kingdom Hearts 4.
Is that true? That's so
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Kingdom Hearts needs a wipe. It needs...
It's one of the first things they announced.
It's a wipe. It's a hard reset.
Kingdom Hearts needs a trailer that explains why a wipe is happening for whatever reason, and it's only in the trailer, and then the next game is just called Kingdom Hearts. Just start again.
Yeah.
Because
Only for Kingdom Hearts could they kill the main character in a trailer. That would... I want to see it.
Yeah. Do a fucking Metal Gear Solid 2. Like, have it be you think you're playing a Snake, and then Raiden comes out. Like, you think you're playing a new Kingdom Hearts game, and then Sora gets like backstabbed in the first 5 minutes, and then it's a whole new story starting from scratch. Please.
I'm in. I mean, I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that with a barge pole, but I'm in.
No, they open like the final door, and then it comes in, and it's like Star Wars and Marvel, and then it's like, oh shit.
We had that. I think it's like podcast episode 8 or something really
there's a show
early.
about this. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's Disney. You own everything. Why am I not teaming up with Darth Vader and I'm fighting Peter Griffin? Like, why? Why isn't this? Why isn't this real? This should be real. You can make this happen. But yeah, FF16 looking great. Another game that was announced yesterday. Really, really cool game. I think I'm probably more interested than you guys will be, but I really like this. Monster Hunter Now was announced yesterday. This is a new...
Kind of interested.
Yeah, new walk-along by Niantic. Which,
yeah, I'm out.
yeah, I knew it straight away.
God. Okay.
If you're aware of a little game called Pokemon Go, you might have heard of it. They made that. They also made another vastly more popular game called Pikmin Bloom. Which is a good game, I promise you. I got Suds to play it for like a few weeks. That's all that matters. That's all that matters to me. They're now making Monster Hunter Now, which is coming out in September, having a beta real soon. There's like one trailer, a really short trailer.
It's a teaser. They have said that they're doing a beta test in April, which you can sign up for, April 25th.
Yeah.
But yeah, but we don't know much about this game.
This trailer, yeah.
That's a great trailer. What the fuck?
It's really good. The trailer doesn't.
Mobile-ass game trailer.
The trailer doesn't show enough as to what it could be. You'll see here in the trailer that's playing, it shows them fighting monsters. Like there's a Pukey. But how much of this
That's
is just
not a Pukey, you Philistine?
Oh, that's a Pukey. That's a
yeah, no, that's a
Pukey.
Pukey. My bad.
That was a Kulu Yuku.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're sorry, whatever. They're fighting monsters, but it looks very automated. So God knows what it could be like. It's also what makes me think it's automated is it's on like the flattest JPEG landscape.
Yeah.
Like ever.
I mean, I guess if I can pop down local Tesco, pick up my meal deal, and KO Rathalos, I guess I'm into that. That could be cool.
I mean, I feel like it kind of has to be automated, right? Because who the fuck wants to fight monsters with mobile controls?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah, I know you can buy controllers or whatever to play better. Like, oh, you can get like no one's going to be doing that. That's like 0.0001% of mobile players are buying fucking controllers to play mobile games. Might be cool. I have signed up for the beta. I'm curious because I walk enough that I get a lot of enjoyment out of these sorts of games. So
Yeah.
yeah, Laura and I like doing our walks, which is why we got a lot of value out of, again, the kind of a meme, but Pikmin Bloom. Just like, this is kind of cool. We're walking anyway. Why not have Pikmin doing cute shit in the background? But yeah, check it out. That's a new one. Last couple of news stories. This is the last biggie, I think, for the week. This is about Rovio, who is the developers of Angry Birds and lots of other stuff. They've been bought by Sega for $775 million, which is, again, it's like insane
Is
money.
that a lot anymore? I don't even know.
It is.
So one thing I have heard about this is usually when you do just like a buyout, like, I'm going to buy you. Normally you pay a lot more than the share price. Not substantially more, but like you pay a decent chunk more because you are I am acquiring you. We're going to be nice. Yeah. Here's a big chunk of money. Apparently, this isn't a massive number above their stock price. So maybe it's not the best deal they could have got. I don't know. I'm not a fucking stock lawyer person, whatever. I think regardless, that is a lot of money. But I know Angry Birds is like popular. It has movies and shit, right? But how much weight does it actually have?
I was thinking
it's the mobile like heartthrob is Angry Birds, right?
Still, is it still?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Is
maybe
it still?
not now, but
yeah, it's like
because I was like, that doesn't seem enough. But then I thought about it and I was like, actually, is that too much? I can't. And now I don't know. I can't tell who's getting a good deal there.
Yeah, Angry Birds still exists. Like, these games still get made and updated, and they do get like spin-offs and things as well, where it's like Angry Birds in an entirely different type of gameplay loop and this, that, and the other. But yeah, like we said, I don't know if it has the same pull that it once had when you bought a brand new iPhone 4, and the first thing you got was Angry Birds, Cut the Rope, Doodle Jump, and a bunch of other really
take me
early.
back.
Yeah, yeah, just doing it for you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thirsty Gator, whatever that one.
Oh, what was the Disney alligator one? Yeah.
I don't.
It'll
definitely wasn't Thirsty Gator.
That's a different app.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with this. They might just you acquire it, but you just keep doing what you're doing. Like, we don't want a AAA Angry Birds game on PS5. That's not why we're doing it.
Angry Sonic.
You could get you could get crossovers and stuff like that, I guess. Yeah. Did you hear about? This is kind of related. It's a different story, but it happened not too long ago. Did you hear about the upset about the more recent Angry Birds game they released?
No.
They released. I think this is it here. This picture here. They released a handful of games under the title Rovio Classics, and one of them was Angry Birds. And they released an Angry Birds game for a price, and it had no ads, no microtransactions. It's like Rovio Classics. Here is Angry Birds. I don't know if it was a remaster or a remake or a whole new game, but it was just here's Angry Birds in its purest form. And this ran, alongside other games they had, your free to play Angry Birds games with live service shit all over it. And they took down the Classics version that they released with no microtransactions because it was interfering with profits from the free to play ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so shitty. Holy crap.
And yeah, I feel like this story kind of came and went because the places I browse for news, like Reddit games and shit, don't really touch mobile games. It's kind of like
yeah.
But I remember seeing it and I was just like, wow, that's actually mad. It's just and I'm pretty sure it's
mobile, man. It's like the Wild West of monetization. You can do
insane.
whatever the fuck you want on mobile, can't you? Jesus.
And the funny thing, so to pivot off this, which goes really well into just the next news story we've got, is this one here, which is about a game coming out called Star Rail, which I don't know if you know
the
about
new
this.
Genshin game.
The new
Yeah,
Genshin game. News story for this because it's not out yet, but it's coming out very soon. It's just passed 10 million pre-registrations.
That was obvious. It's Genshin Impact people doing their next waifu husbando simulator. Like,
Oh yeah, but like
it's gonna do numbers.
but that's insane.
But there's numbers and then there's numbers.
10 million? 10 million.
I'm surprised it's not more, honestly, with how well Genshin's done.
A
That's
pre-register.
like half the population of the UK. I don't know if that's true.
Just make up numbers.
Yeah.
Most pre-registrations, I don't know if it does it automatically, but in terms of on my phone, I have it set up so if I pre-register, it just downloads it.
Yeah.
So to think that just obviously it's not all of these, but theoretically it hits launch day and just 10 million plus phones.
Yeah, but this is going to be on phones, but it's also on PC, and I assume people have done like both as well. You know.
Oh, maybe I don't. I haven't looked that far into it. But this is so Star Rail it's like everyone's saying like quote unquote it's the next Genshin game. It doesn't play like Genshin. It's like a turn-based game. It's like a JRPG.
Is it?
It is. Yeah. It's not open world like Genshin is. It's like zones and it's a turn-based JRPG. It's still don't get me wrong. It's still got waifu gacha shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously, you can still
They know their market.
yeah, you can still spend 200 quid to get your husbando for the month. But yeah, I saw this. I just wanted to like because it tied in so well with that last story. It's such an insane number. It's absolutely mad.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the side of Steve here. Like 10 million is a big number. I don't think it's a big number for Genshin.
But that's not 10 million players. That's 10 million people who went out of their way to
But,
apply
like-
to pre-register
Yeah.
for a game.
When I look at this, all I think of is China.
Oh yeah, is that
And
too?
I go, is
The
10 million big?
Well, it's like Will says. It's not just that. That's also you'll have launch day and a big promotion on launch day. More people will get it, and then over time, like it's like think of any other game. Reword it right and be like X game has 10 million pre-orders. It's like that.
That would be
10 million of
impressive.
anything is a lot, whichever way you
Yeah,
cut it.
Yeah.
no, yeah.
But-
I think it's just my perception of just because it's China and Genshin.
For funsies, let's ballpark. How many people do you think have pre-registered for Monster Hunter Monster Hunter Now?
This got announced yesterday or
3,000?
I think
Well, I mean, go for something big. Go for Diablo 4. How many people do you think is pre-purchased that?
Probably not 10 million.
Steve
Not 10
is
million.
the only person that has pre-purchased Diablo 4 on
I
PC.
think he is. Yeah.
They looked at Steve's pre-order at Blizzard headquarters and went, "Wow, really?"
One guy.
Just one guy. Yeah.
Steve is not the only person that is pre-bought Diablo.
Oh, you got it as well, Sam.
I was always gonna play Diablo.
I don't.
4.
I'm not going to rib on either of you, but I don't understand pre-ordering digital games. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I completely agree.
No, I agree as well. I would usually pre-order like a day or two beforehand. But I was like, I know I'm gonna play Diablo 4.
Just buy it when you get it. You're getting ready to go play it, or you go the point where you're going to go download it. Buy it.
I did. But I did play it though.
You ready? You ready for this, Josh?
Yeah, go on. Go.
It's going to be the same price I buy it then as I buy it now.
Yeah, but you keep the money until then.
All right, yeah, okay. That is very good advice.
Yeah.
For people not good at budgeting. as someone that does not care about having 50 quid now and having
that's fair
50
enough,
quid later.
Different
Doesn't
people's
matter to me.
different people's financial states are different, understandably.
Yeah.
But the idea of like eating a cheap meal because I can't afford food this week, but then I'm staring at my digital pre-order of Diablo 4 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's valid. Because I don't like pre-orders. I hate pre-order bonuses.
Yeah.
I think it's cheap the same way that I hate
How's he doing both? How's he on both sides of
I
this?
don't know. Yeah.
early access.
He's
games.
a genius.
I play both sides, so I always come out on top.
I always come out on top.
I've always
Yeah.
I don't dislike pre-ordering. I hate pre-order bonuses.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
fine.
was say I actually dislike pre-order betas like I did this time, but I was like, oh, can I stream this? Like that's where it was different.
Yeah.
It's like, can I make get some benefit from this? Was the only reason why I did it, and I was like, it's not running well enough to stream, but I'm still having fun.
Just become immune to FOMO. Just strengthen the
What
will.
do you call me?
Called you a FOMO, motherfucker. It's like it was the Diablo 4 beta, where it was like, if you hit level whatever, you get the dog backpack. I was just like, I just don't care. Like,
What level did you have to get that?
20, I think.
We just hit it, boys.
Hey.
I played once to level 20, and then I stopped. So I don't want to spoil any more of the game.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
but, it's just like you'll never get that backpack ever again. But it's like, well, I'm not gonna own every backpack in Diablo 4 anyway.
Know what that is, Jude.
That's true. Yeah, I'm fucking weak. My bloodline is weak because they don't
I'm gonna
fall for FOMO.
Josh, I'm going to get every bit of loot. Every single bit of loot. I know it's all randomly generated. Out of potential billions, but
The
I'm gonna get
best
every
thing
single
How is
piece.
he so cool?
Josh says this, and then all I think of is that Valorant battle.
No, don't do me like this. Don't do me like this.
Oh, look, I finished all the achievements on Vampire Survivors again.
No, that's different. I had fun. That's different. The Valorant one is excusable purely because that was the catalyst to how I feel now. That is what changed me as a man.
I know, but it's so funny to bring it up because I'm like, Josh is the person that bought a battle pass and went, I will finish this. I must have everything.
Wait, I forgot. Did you not do all the Dead by Daylight battle passes as well?
That's different. I had fun.
And you think Diablo's going to be a shit
There's a
game?
real moving the goalposts going on here, isn't there?
The goalpost has been lifted out of the grass. I am now running around with it to fit my argument. Okay.
Josh is hovering above the stadium with his goalposts. He's untouchable.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my whole attitude now towards like FOMO and battle passes literally stems from the experience I had with that Valorant battle pass. That is that is the point in time where I was like, oh my god, I've done this. I spent like 200 hours or something stupid grinding this battle pass. I got the knife and I felt nothing. I was like, where I was promised dopamine. Where is it? And it was nowhere to be found. So I was like, I'm never doing that ever again.
Yeah, I feel like I thought I was immune to it, and I think sometime over this last year, between playing something like Dead by Daylight, which is constantly pushing a battle pass in your face, and I was just like, yeah, oh yeah, you're right, I'm out, I don't care.
Yeah.
and it was like I would look at it, and it would be like 10 days left, and you've got another 18 levels to grind, and I was like, oh, I need to do nothing, because I don't care.
Just don't care.
Life is so much easier when I just don't care.
It's impressive how much like with the previous battle pass in Dead by Daylight, I was enjoying the game and I was really into it. And I got right to the end of that battle pass. I think I was like a few levels from the end when I was finally done with Dead by Daylight. Yeah. And I was like, I am so close to the end, like a few sessions of playing. Like, I'll just finish it because I'm there. And then this new battle pass comes out and there's just nothing on it I really like. And I'm just like, I just don't need to play Dead by Daylight right now. Like, it's just...
Oh no, I haven't tried it since the patch, but I'm excited to go back and see like they've really shifted the meta and stuff. So I just
feel like I'm not. A few cosmetics on a timer aren't gonna make me feel like I need to play.
It's to the point where a battle pass will elevate a game I'm already enjoying, but I'm no longer at the point where I'm like booting up X game because I'm like, I gotta get my levels today or I'm gonna be off schedule and run out of time.
Although I do have to ask, because I am a bit of a cosmetic whore, and I'll be like, if there's skins I like or need, I'm like, I kind of do that. If there was skins that you were like, I need this, would you play a game that maybe you weren't like, you were like, oh no,
there is no cosmetic anymore. I've been bombarded with so many cosmetics over the years. There's no single cosmetic anymore. I'm gonna say this with confidence. So mostly, that someone could put in front of me, and it would make me play a game I don't want to play.
Yeah. No, I
Okay. The asterisks of you don't want to play. Because I was like, Valorant puts some pretty sick skins in, but
Sam, from afar, there was an Optimus Prime skin for Smite.
Oh,
a little while
you're
back.
right.
I remember
You're
that.
right.
Yeah.
It almost got me.
Yeah, and I was like, if that didn't get me, I am out. They cannot hook me anymore with a cool cosmetic.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's like I've always thought I'm financially okay enough that if like I want to just finish a battle pass, I can just buy like the last third for a tenner or something and be like I bought the cosmetics. But then there's that mindset also comes with like if I'm buying it because I don't want to play the game, then why am I buying it in the first place? I don't want to play.
Exactly.
Like
It's because they trick you. You're not buying it because you don't want to play the game. You're buying it because you don't want to play the game that much.
Yeah.
You only want to play for 2 or 3 hours, not 7.
Yeah.
No,
I do. I
But
get
you're
that.
still right.
Yeah, I always love these conversations because we can talk for hours about the ins and outs of fucking battle pass. Battle pass fuckery is what I'm gonna call it. But we'll put a bow on that for now because we're coming up to the end. The one last little one I wanted to chuck in here very quickly was not a lot. I guess we can really talk about it, but it's just the newest update on Dark and Darker.
This is so good.
It's it's weird, man. Now, so if you remember from 2 podcasts ago about how Dark and Darker are being sued, not sued. Well, I think sued and cease and desisted by Nexon. They're still distributing the game, but now via torrent to their Discord, which is
weird.
Is weird.
I was gonna say the big thing is why are they saying like this is a beta for sure, but it's like why are they doing it via torrent and not just making their own launcher? Like
you can't just okay. You don't just open up Visual Studio Code and type create launcher.exe. It's fucking hard and it takes a lot of like time to make these things. Whereas this is just like here's the game, jump it via torrent peer to peer to whoever wants to play it. Because I think ultimately, if they don't make a launcher, because if they do get proper sued and proper cease and desisted and Nexon win, then all that time and money spent making a launcher is wasted.
true.
Because
so they think they could lose.
Oh, absolutely. I think they'd be stupid to think otherwise. I mean, I think ultimately what they're hoping for is obviously they win, but they do this in the short term and then sort this out and just go back to Steam, right? Like, you just go straight back to how you were before. And you don't have some, like you say, like say you do make a launcher, you don't suddenly have some weird launcher that you spent 4 months making to the side doing nothing. Yeah, kind of odd. I haven't heard about this for a while, distributing games this way. You had, during the whole weird Fortnite thing, with Google and Apple, they were like dishing out their .apk file, not via torrent, but like via websites and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I remember with this sort of situation. But I just think I just think of it. It's just right. It could be rife with just like scammers and viruses and things when you start doing weird shit like this.
Shows you how dependent we are as well on these platforms like Steam and Epic Games Store and stuff.
Well, you take it for granted, don't you? It's the
I don't know about that. I think this is a very special, a very unique case.
Yeah.
We've all played Tarkov, right? And no issues there. They made their own launcher.
Yeah,
absolutely fine. I'm sure if Dark and Darker made their launcher, it would survive. It would be fine.
Well, what I mean is like there are a lot of games I feel like aren't prepared if they were kicked off their platform.
Yeah, I think.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
But if they were popular enough and there wasn't like a lawsuit, like Epic Game Store or somewhat other launcher would snap them up.
Well, that's the thing that they wouldn't need to because they'd just be happy with Steam, right?
Yeah,
I think it's a weird situation where they want to keep testing their game, but they've literally got nowhere else to go right now besides just dumping the torrent on Discord.
It's fucking crazy to me how like we knew this game was pretty big, right? But it's crazy that it's like, we're not on Steam. You have to go to a Discord to get a link to a torrent to download to play our game, and people are doing it. People are actually doing it and playing it. You know what I mean? Isn't that insane? I feel like 99%. I feel like even big games, if they were like, "Hey, we're not on Steam this year. You have to go to our website." Like all these EA games and Ubisoft games where they're like, "All right, we'll go back to Steam because we can't sell any fucking copies on our own launcher because nobody cares." And it's like Dark and Darker's out here just like, yeah, join our Discord, have a link, fucking torrent our game.
These guys hosting their game on fucking Pirate Bay and people are still like playing.
People are still playing it. It's insane.
Part of me thinks this is kind of like a strategy for the legal battle because like Dark and Darker people are fanatical about, and they're like, oh look, here's our game, look, we're trying to update it, and then people are gonna go and like Billy Nexon and
this is it's for me. It's the other way.
That's how legal proceedings.
Well, no, but I feel like they will. People will go hard on the internet. Like
that, you know nothing.
For me, Steve, it's the other way around. If I was like,
I was gonna say,
I would just like, they come out and they're like, you can still play our game. Get the torrent on Discord. I'm sitting there going like, what the fuck? No, just be quiet and solve your law stuff first. Christ.
The Dark and Darker lawyer is just like,
I think
he's got a cigarette in hand, he's just like head in hand, just like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing though, of the like lawsuits last ages. They don't have that kind of time.
Yeah.
They need to release their
what's
game.
The end of the road?
Ready.
But what's the end of the road here then? If that's because I feel like
keep making.
I feel like if this gets buried,
I feel like if this gets buried, it gets buried for good. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. If they lose this case, the game is gone. I feel like
if they lose the case.
Yeah, but
they need the case to happen.
Yeah,
they could lose this case just by not being able to fight it in a timely manner and running out of money.
I don't think they should stop making the game. I just think like play testing it now via torrent to Discord might not be the play. I think you keep making the game, internally playtest it, whatever. Just make sure the team is, have them doing things. But like,
because I get they want to keep this momentum, right? But also, can you imagine the hype behind the glorious return of Dark and Darker if it does win this case and it comes back to Steam?
Here's the thing: is I don't see the negative to what they're doing.
Well, I think it's like if they're on if okay, it's kind of weird because of the whole lawsuit stuff, but like, I guess it kind of crosses to me as like kind of like arrogant, I guess, when they should be focusing on maybe just like getting all their allegations and stuff sorted.
Yeah.
I do get what you mean, Sam. It's just like, fuck it, why not keep doing it? But to me, it just comes across as like, is this the right time and way to be doing this? I don't know. It's weird.
Right. Okay, because I think this is a different look at perspective. Because I look at this and go, they are fighting this lawsuit, but this lawsuit will take years to fight. It's not going anywhere, and it's not happening anytime soon. Mm-hmm. So there's no point. You can't ignore it, but there's no point being like, well, there's a lawsuit, let's just do nothing. They may as well just go, right, we've just got to crack on as if it doesn't exist.
Or the question now is where does money come from? Because if this was going to go into early access to fund development, they can still obviously keep doing development like they're doing, but now funding stops because they fundamentally cannot sell this.
I mean, they might have got enough to last them a while.
Yeah.
But that's up to them.
They might just get to a point like they literally get strangled by lawsuits, and it's just like we cannot fund this lawsuit. We cannot fund development anymore. Like this is the end.
Here's the thing I'll say is that is not a good enough reason to stop doing what they're doing.
I guess I would come at it from the like, how does this do anything but hurt their case if they're like being cheeky with it and distributing a game that's currently under investigation for
asset stealing,
yeah, and they're just like, but we're still going to be throwing this around.
Yeah, we're investigating.
We're not even taking this seriously.
We're investigating you for asset stealing. It's like, okay, we're just gonna stick up a torrent on our Discord for people to just like keep
we're just
downloading and
gonna
playing.
release
Is
it
that
anyway,
is that cool?
so-
Is that cool? It's not cool.
kind-
Fine, whatever.
But
Who cares?
But I guess they probably are talking to legal people, and maybe those legal people said this is fine. But
Yeah, see,
I don't know.
I'm only coming at this at an angle of I work for a company that's currently going through legal proceedings regarding something that we use, and we are still using that thing that we have been having legal issues with
But are you,
and
you know,
have been for years.
but
And
I-
our company has just gone, well, while legal proceedings are going on, we're using it. Tough luck.
yeah, but you're not
Right, but
distributing
the whole-
it.
Yeah, but the whole thing is like clearly something's up because it's gone from Steam, and they're having to distribute. They can't even host it
Yeah,
themselves. They have to put out a torrent instead.
I was gonna say
Uh,
Go on.
this kind of feels like the Epic Apple thing, where it's like Apple technically are in the right. Epic had the like the numbers, like the public outcry, and they were very arrogant with it. It feels like the devs Iron Mace, some of their responses have been a bit like, almost arrogant in what they're doing. Like, oh, like I think we said a few weeks back how they were like, oh, well, I had a private server, but no one told me I couldn't.
Yeah, it feels like a very brash move to play during a time when you should probably be really careful. I don't know. Yeah.
I guess at the end of the day, we just don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah, From my understanding, from what I've heard about legal proceedings and stuff, is if you act like you're guilty, then you will be seen as guilty. Whereas if you act like you aren't, then you'll be seen as you aren't. So
Right,
the
but
fact
if
that they're
you
just
also
moving forward.
right, but if you also act like you don't give a shit, that
Yeah.
you're being investigated, that also will not play well with
But
courts, will it?
yes, but I think there's the thing of like people are seeing it like that, but that's not like, again, I see this as they're just trying to move on with progressing with their game.
Yep.
I don't
Right.
see this as them acting like nothing's happening.
But as an outsider looking in, I expect them. I don't expect business as usual. I expect them to be like, okay, we're getting sued, suits on, let's like solve this. I don't expect fucking business as usual. They're being cease and desisted and sued. I expect the game to go dark and get this shit sorted, and then come back, like Will said, in a big blaze of glory. Like, oh my god, Darker Darker is fine. Everyone
They
go
beat
nuts.
on their back. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess we don't. We're not legal experts, so we don't know one way or the other. But
yeah. Be interesting to keep an eye on this though, and see just what happens.
What a weird story.
It's
this is turning
it's
into.
it's so fascinating. I love this stuff because it's just so weird.
Yeah.
When stuff happens, it's just unprecedented, I guess, right? Like, game gets cease and desisted. Here's a torrent. Everyone check it out. Like, what is happening? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all the news stories for the week. Did you have anything lined up, Steve?
I do.
Oh, cool. What do we have?
Okay, so on the 20th, we have a game called Stray Blade. This is a faction, fantasy action adventure game. It's being published by 505 Games, which is the only reason why I was like, maybe there's something here. But it looked pretty interesting. I'm not sure. I didn't do too much of a deep dive into it, but
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've now got the Beyblade song stuck in my head. Let's Beyblade! This looks like kind of looks like RuneScape 3, but like an action game.
The trailer for it looked like very good dodging. Like it looked the combat looks pretty engaging somewhat. So
Do like me
maybe
some
this
very
will be
good
something.
dodging.
Yeah. Okay. The next game is called it's OTXO.
Oxo.
With a T in there somewhere.
Wait a minute.
This looked like a Hotline Miami clone. So it's like, oh, people like Hotline Miami.
Yeah, like you're not wrong. Yeah, exactly like Hotline Miami, just with no color. Is this shameless?
It kind of looked like Hotline Miami. I think is half known for its gameplay, half
Next
known
on.
for the aesthetic.
Someone get next on the phone. You showed us. You said it. It's like, oh yeah, it does look like Hotline Miami. I wonder what the game's like. Oh, the game is also just Hotline Miami.
Mhm. And then on the 21st, we have Dead Island 2, which is an Epic Game Store exclusive.
Really?
I still don't believe that's coming out.
It's. I saw a review thread for it this morning, and it's getting solid 7 out of 10s.
That's about
That's
where the
not
first one
bad.
landed, right?
I was like, that's exactly what I expect, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of glad. I'm not going to play this, but I'm kind of glad it's coming out. It kind of feels like, you know, when, like, do you remember Duke Nukem Forever coming out?
Yeah.
And it was just like, like, it's just out. We can stop talking about it.
So we can all stop fucking talking about Dead Island 2.
we can stop memeing on it. We can stop talking about it. It's out now. It's done.
It's boring, isn't it? It's boring. I'm bored of it.
Yeah, just get it out. Is it average? Is it
Silk
good?
Song.
Is it good? Is it bad? Who cares? Just get it out. Where's Silk Song? Not at that indie direct today.
Obviously, it wasn't.
We didn't talk about that because it was boring. There was a Nintendo Direct today for indie games. There was nothing of. I'm not gonna say nothing of value. That's really mean. There was no standout game for me at least. So
Hey, Rift of the Necrodancer looked okay.
they showed a 30-second trailer for Rift of the
Yeah.
Necrodancer, which looks amazing, but the trailer also looks exactly like the first trailer. So I was like, oh.
Okay. Coming up as well on the 21st, we have Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, which is a Switch
Ooh.
exclusive.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I think this game looks cool. I'm not sold on the art style. It looks very
Yeah.
like mobile.
I hate the art. Some of the most gorgeous pixel art,
Yeah.
and they've changed it for this garbage mobile ass looking. Yeah, fuck Nintendo. Fuck Nintendo.
Fuck
I
Nintendo.
saw
Get out of
a
here. I'm mad
trailer-
again.
I saw a trailer. So a fan had done a trailer of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, but they did it like Octopath style, where it was like HD 2D, and I was like, "Oh my god, this looks gorgeous!" I'm like, "What? If they're gonna remake pixel games, do it with that like HD 2D. I think that's where it will excel and shine."
Yeah, that would have been
I've
good.
already been burnt by the Final Fantasy mobile ports where they went from pixel art to shitty
yeah.
Yeah,
2.5 3D. So
But
I
now
just
they've gone
par
back
for
to
the course.
pixel remasters, so
That's soon, right?
they're already out on PC and they're coming out this week actually on Switch and PlayStation. I didn't add them because they're already out on PC.
That's
and most
fine, yeah.
Gamers are PC gamers, but yeah. Okay, on the 24th we have Shadows of Doubt. This is an early access sandbox detective game. I saw a few people had this wishlisted on my friends list, so I was like, maybe there's something here. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I was a bit rushed this
That's
week.
a weird like
so...
voxel game.
Mm-hmm. But there were some people who don't usually have too many games on their wish list who had like this on their wish list. So I
Yeah.
was like, maybe there's something here.
so I see this and I go, I think this is an Aaron game.
Really?
Yeah. I just have in my mind, like, I get Disco Elysium vibes. Just in a pixel art form.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I get like what's that game? Like a stealth game vibes. Thief is the game I'm thinking. What was that other one you played? Like Gloomwood? Was that a game?
It does. Yeah, look like Gloomwood. Yeah.
Was that a video game? Did I go insane?
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, looks interesting actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
Next game we have is on the 25th. It's Stranded: Alien Dawn. This is a base building survival strategy simulator. Also, I just want to say that this game, fuck it for its trailers and its screenshots, not accurately portraying like the gameplay angle.
Oh no, really?
It's like one of those ones where it's like it's dynamic poses for the trailers, but it's like no, it's top down.
Oh, so it's like a fake mobile ad trailer.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, again, this is another one where there were several people who had this on their wish list, so I was like, maybe there's something here.
This looks like an errand game.
You know that mobile game ads that lie have now
Yeah.
no, but do you know they've evolved into like a new super lie? I've been jumping in and out of random mobile games, and the ads that play, you know, it shows like fake gameplay, and that's not the game. It's now almost like a TikTok video of someone playing the fake game, saying, "Have you seen those ads of the fake games, this is not one of those games. This is, and it's just like a straight up lie.
Which, by the way, this is a real game. It's just saying the angles are bad.
No, it just reminded me of that. It's like, like a base builder generic game, like Clash of Clans or some like I don't know, like just it will portray it as a runner or as some kind of math game or something, and it'll be a guy looking you dead in the eyes as he lies to you and says, "You seen those fake ads? This isn't one of them. This is the real game. Play it now." I'm like, oh my god, this is gross.
Those trailers, I have to say, I almost like, because what they'll do is they'll show gameplay and they'll show someone beating the level. Then there'll be one obvious part at the end of the level where they fuck up, and they're like, "Oh, can you beat this level?" And I'm like, "Yes, I can." And I'm like, almost go to reach it. I'm like, "No, wait, this is mobile trash."
Oh my god.
Yeah, mobile gaming is fucking
mobile gaming, the Wild West.
It's a wild. It's so crazy. No one is stopping this man from lying to me. Someone, please help.
Okay. Also on the 25th, we have Roots of Pacha with Pacha.
Roots of PA what? PA
CHA.
Oh, Pacha.
Yeah, without
No T. No T.
I know what I did.
This it seems like similar to like almost Stardew Valley, but it's a farming life sim. But like the graphics, it's pixel style, but it looks so beautiful.
In the Unga Bunga time period.
Unga Bunga, yeah.
Everyone's cavemen.
And it just looked like there was a lot in this game, just from even the screenshots in the trailer. So I was like, maybe there's something good here.
Oh, this game is
lying to me.
Is it lying to you?
Josh,
I can't
look me dead in the eyes. Tell me it's a real game.
This is absolutely a real game. Like you will have to pull the pins in the correct order to complete the level and get the gold. That's if you know, you know, because that's another one you see all the time.
Can I run through the 40 times gate and then my little crowd of men?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the one that gets on. Like,
bigger.
I would probably play that game.
Yeah, that game is definitely what you're seeing right now. It's not a lie. It's 100% real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of impressive how much I'm on board for just playing Stardew Valley, but cavemen and cavewomen.
See, I think I'm the opposite. I think I'm burnt out now.
I haven't touched one of these games in a long time.
Isn't that a genre where Stardew Valley won and everybody else is a pretender and isn't very good?
Yeah. If you ever think about making a farming sim game, just be like no and point to Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Did you see again another news story we skipped, but I mentioned very quickly. Development on Haunted Chocolatier, the follow-up game, has been paused whilst he goes back to do another patch for Stardew Valley.
Another story patch.
The man cannot be stopped. And you know what the patch does? It said it's adding some content, but it's to maximize the easiness of making mods for the game. So once again, cementing the fact that Stardew Valley is forever and can never be beaten, because you can just now mod it to infinity. Yeah, crazy.
And then one final game, 26th. We've talked about it on this podcast. We have Honkai Star Rail.
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to play this, I think.
Of course you are.
You're going to play that? You're going to play the gacha game?
Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, Genshin was fun at the start, right?
Yeah, you got to get in, get your free pools, and
yeah,
we'll play it.
You know, the story with it getting 10 million pre-registers also means when you boot this game up, you'll get 10 envelopes in your mailbox saying,
"Oh my god, you're right.
Thanks for 1 million. Thanks for 2 million. Thanks for 3 million. Thanks," and just like pull. Get the dopamine. Get in early. Get the dopamine, and then peace out before you get addicted. That's the real trick.
You're right.
Oh my god, a live count of pre-reds. 10,327,401.
Are you tracking that? Hold on.
You can see Josh register live right now.
It's on the webpage. Yeah. It's on the webpage.
Hold on. Keep watching.
It looks like there's no pre-reg for PlayStation. So that's just Epic Store plus mobiles.
And I assume they might have their own launcher as well, maybe.
Possibly. Yeah, I imagine so, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
For releases.
Oh, there's some good stuff. And then literally after this week, it starts getting crazy, right? We start getting some
We're getting
proper good
Redfall,
games.
then Zelda, then
The Mysterious Case of Benedict Cumberbatch comes out on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that game.
That game looks great.
Yeah.
It's we've had the few weeks of lull, and it's about to get kicked into fucking overdrive. I feel we're gonna get so many
Yeah.
games so quick. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I
Say
legit.
that, I feel like this lull, any other year we'd be like, what a banger month this has been for gaming.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
go for it.
I was gonna say they've just teased the next. I'll post it in a podcast chat. They've just teased the next character for Deceiving as well.
Oh, okay. Let's have a really quick look at this. We'll
It's
tap.
an 8-second trailer, so
We will cap it off of this, and then we'll say goodbye.
Oh, like a femme fatale? I'm in.
her name
I'm
is
in.
Red.
Isn't there already a femme fatale?
Another one.
Oh no, she's hot. Oh, I need to play more Deceiving. That game is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when the patch comes, I'm like, oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tomorrow's update. Oh damn, we're getting it tomorrow.
Oh,
it's
my
tomorrow?
god. Oh god, there's so much. Are you sure it's tomorrow?
It says on the tweet.
That's right there on the tweet.
Oh my god, you're right. Whatever.
I was elected to lead.
Not to read. All right. Well, let's call it here then and say goodnight to everybody. Thank you for listening, everybody. Hope you've had a fun time. As always, we'll do our socials and get out of here. My name is Josh. You can find me at BottlerWorks on everything. What about you, Will?
Hello, you can find me wherever you smell a summer breeze. Think of me.
Yeah, if you can,
I don't know.
if you can smell something
And then
weird,
email
that's
me,
Will.
I'm
That's
at-
Will. Quikwix.
Hi, I'm Quikwix. You can find me at Quikwix and everywhere.
I don't know why I introduced you as Quikwix. That was really weird. I'm sorry. And Sam.
Hello, I'm Sam. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.